One of the most memorable events at Airliners International is certainly the banquet dinner. Today, we have Noel Phillips here during the Airliners International 2024 event at Kansas City International Airport. This is going to be super fun, and I hope all of you are excited for this today. With that said, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the banquet dinner here for AI 2024. So, very excited for this. We have quite a bit to go over here, the entire format, all the really cool contests, and we also have Noel Phillips talking about Soviet aviation as well. So again, hope all of you are excited for this. Without any further delay, I'm just going to run through all these so y'all don't see all of them, and let's go ahead and get started. So yeah, we're on the back half here at the very end of the AI 2024 content. It's been super fun to put together, and this banquet dinner definitely is a great reflection of the entire show. And I really like the event for all those reasons: reflection, celebration, and just overall the entire scope. So it starts at 6:30 p.m. typically, and that's exactly what we have here. And everybody starts to gather out here in the hotel gather area near the ballrooms before the actual banquet begins. So a nice shot here representing that. Here's what the inside looks like. We'll get into a pretty good detail here, but the Hilton catered a fantastic meal overall. We're going to take a look at the details of that and so forth, but overall, here's what it's looking like on the inside, and that's looking quite nice. Here's the seat I got right here in the front. In the World Island Historical Society, definitely had a huge emphasis here. You can see 3 signs for them right here, so that's quite nice. And they also had some London Heathrow plane spotting live stream playing there before the banquet dinner began, so that was pretty nice as well.
Let's decide who's the customer.
And also attendee of every Airliners International starting 1977 with a special item for you here. Literally a badge of honor. This GeminiJets Thompson lifetime member name tag. I think everybody knows who you are, but you remember your member number. 64. That's rather high. You found out late.
Nice legs, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of demand there. Exactly. And your front meter is pegged. Good. Sir, would you like to place it on Mr. Thompson? Place it on. Man, are you okay with that? It's endurance, and you must live forever, Jet. Jet Thompson, Columbus, Ohio. You're in Paul Collins. The World Airliners Historical Society and its board of directors are pleased to present the Paul Collins 2024 Achievement Award to GeminiJets Thompson with appreciation and gratitude for your extraordinary commitment to the World Airliners. Yes, well documented. I met him at my first convention in 1979. Everybody's heard this. I was on the bus at DFW. There was like 1 airplane per hour landing back in those days, and there was a guy with a cowboy hat. Who are you? Where are you from? From Texas? And he's like, oh, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I don't know the cowboy thing, but great friend. Great friends ever since. We never got to work together. We sent a lot of teletype messages to each other over the years, and he's happily retired from U.S. Air and predecessors, and we're so happy to have him coming every year and being of service to us. So thank you, Jet.
Okay. The contest is going to be a little bit different this year. We've shortened it a little bit and to move things along a little faster. So I certainly expect a record number of correct answers. So we're going to try and earn our stripes today. And I will put up the slide, and you can just call out, since this is the warm-up, you don't put anything on your answer sheet. just call out the aircraft and the airline usually. So let's try the first one here.
DC died.
MD-80.
All right, I got drones already. This is good. Okay, name the plane.
DC died.
MD-80. I got MD-80 what?
It's an easy night.
3. I heard it there.
The window.
And the airline.
Wait, what did you say?
Tiger Air.
Okay. Yes, MD-80 and one-time airline, one of the more unusually named airlines.
Okay, this is only gonna be a little different. I don't know each one. It's gonna be hard. Well, guys, I'm so screwed.
Condor 1821. Condor 1821.
Okay, you got it, you're on it. Okay, very good. And what airline?
Condor. With the red stripes.
And Condor has a few others, blue, green. It's time to play.
That's
Here we go.
Get it?
All right. Number 1
Easy.
is not named the airline. It's named the plane.
Don't say it out loud, dude.
Oh.
Number 4
Oh, here we go.
is named the plane. Look carefully. I need the exact model number on this. And there's clues everywhere on that slide. I'll give you a couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. That was named the plane.
Number 4.
Oh.
This is number 5. Named the airline. Name the airline. Number 5. Don't go west.
That's easy. That's easy.
Oh no.
Number 6.
You're going to see various portrait pictures throughout here. This was the initial sheet that was handed out for both the Name the Plane contest and also the trivia contest, and you'll be seeing those here very shortly. So those are going to be very nice. Here's a nice shot looking towards the back of the ballroom, as you can see here at the banquet dinner stage, I should say. Plenty of great attendees here throughout, and I think there was over 100 at this particular one, so that was quite nice. There was about 15 tables or so, and all of them held about 8 to 10, so pretty nice right there. So here's what the actual in-flight dinner program looks like. So we'll talk about exactly what's going on. So first and foremost, we had the welcome from Chris Slimmer, Steve Cosgrove, and for the co-chairpersons of AI 2024, and Bill was also up there as well. We'll have Grace by Sarah Goldwell, which will be nice. And we have the trivia contest by Jim Jet Thompson. We had the buffet dinner, which there's a long assorted list of fantastic items throughout. So overall, it was all super good, and you'll see what I got here in a moment. We'll have the Watts 2024 Paul Collins Award, and then we'll have the Name the Plane contest. And this was a very special one, as I'll explain throughout. We'll also have the contest winners, and then we'll have Noel Phillips speaking on In Search of the Yak-40 and some other former Soviet Union aircraft. And then we'll have the contest winners for the banquet dinner along with closing remarks. So here's exactly what I was just mentioning there. Huge shout out to Chris Slimmer, Steve Cosgrove, and Bill Demarest, all making this possible. Great team right there, and they certainly put on a wonderful show, as they always do. So greatly appreciate their efforts, and excited to see them in Atlanta as well. So that's going to be phenomenal. You can see right here, we have the Name the Plane, or excuse me, this is the trivia contest, and this is assorted items through the entire process. I think I have some videos throughout, so you'll be seeing those inserted. But as you can see here, I got none of them right, which I was kind of surprised because I thought for sure I would get the world's longest route right, and there was quite a bit of controversy on this. I thought it was Singapore to JFK, but anyway, several questions that, just way out of my wheelhouse. This is more for, those OG attendees of AI that would understand several of these, but I did the best I could, so that's all I can say. But yes, that was a little embarrassing, but I did not get a single one right. So, but hey, maybe this upcoming year I'll do better. We'll see. But anyways, you can see 10 questions right there. And here's what the buffet looked like. You can see Noel Phillips in the back of that, which is pretty cool, but just an awesome assortment of items. Here's exactly what I have here. And yeah, as you can tell, just phenomenal assortment of food. It was really impressive. Great to see it all right here. And again, just really impressive assortment. So very good food throughout. It was absolutely awesome. So very good job by Hilton. They catered a fantastic meal. Definitely made it worth the investment there. Now here we go back to the contest winners. This is showing off here some of the Air Canada kit models that were absolutely outstanding in my opinion. I thought they were really cool. So really great to get to see those on the screen here. And you can see I obviously put the work on that food. So very happy about how all that turned out, and it was certainly very good to have all that. So that went very well. Here's a very nice shot of what the back of the banquet dinner looks like as well. So certainly a very good variety throughout here, and a bunch of familiar faces throughout too. So we love that. And also dessert, can't forget about that. So there's a nice piece of cheesecake there. So looking quite strong to say the least. And then right now we're going over the contest at the banquet. So there's a raffle off of quite a variety of items. This year there were a couple of airline prizes. There were a couple model airplanes, a couple of various, I think there was some aviation memorabilia bags and so forth. So that was fun. I think I have some video clips of that. So those are of course getting inserted. Want to give a huge shout out to our great friend Jet Thompson for winning the 2024 Paul Collins Award. Really cool. He's attended every single Airliners International convention, the only person to do so. Extremely impressive and certainly very deserving of such an amazing accolade. I mean, that is so cool and certainly very deserving. So certainly want to highlight that. So huge congratulations to him. That's really cool. Now, fortunately, I did do at least a little bit better here on the what plane, airport, airline is it test. And you can see here some of my markings throughout. I didn't get every one of them right, but I at least got some of them. So that's definitely a start. And I was making progress, so I'll certainly take it. So you can see some of my aircraft there. Handwriting isn't the best, but we certainly did the best we could with it. So it was another really fun contest and excited for what's to come. And I also really want to note the Name the Plane. That's exactly this. Name the Plane contest. This was the last year of Keith and Pat Arms. So I want to give a huge shout out to them for doing this for so long. It was so awesome and a very special moment there. I might have some footage somewhere, but anyway, this was their final year doing it, and I really appreciate all their effort, time, and contributions towards such a fun trivia contest. And it really is fun to see all these different aircraft. They put different, pieces of the aircraft on the screen and really tough pieces to see, but it makes it so fun to try to figure out what it is. So overall, just a great time, and I really appreciate them hosting this for such a long time. And I'll be excited to see what the future will look like here as we move forward with Name the Plane contest, which I might be wrong. It's been a while since this was said, but I believe Tom Livesey is going to take that over here. So very excited for that, and that will definitely be fun to say the least.
Are they all back, Phil? One of the complaints we had over the years is the graders were back working on grading, they missed the program. So this year we decided, yes? Go? Okay. I've been watching a lot of cool things on the internet, and I discovered Noel Phillips' videos a couple years ago, and I just love it because it's the same stuff I've been doing for years. Only he's out there with a camera and doing it. I'm so in tune with it because I've done the same thing for years, just flying in weird airlines and weird places. And I love watching him and his comments and everything in the Lou review. And I found out on Facebook that he had moved. He was moving to the U.S. He moved to Houston, and we had the Dallas show last year. And I said, we'll see if we can get Noel to come to the show. And I emailed him, just cold emailed him. He emailed back, and I called him on the phone. We talked for about half an hour about something. Why don't you come to Dallas? I was thinking about coming to Dallas, and we got him to be a seminar speaker, the biggest seminar we had at all in Dallas. And I love his stuff. And I decided to be really cool. The other thing is that when he came to the Dallas show, it was neat because within 30 seconds he had somebody taking a selfie with him. He's known so well around here, a lot of the youth and the social media. I figured he'd be a really cool banquet speaker, so I invited him to come to this year. He's at a table and he's been talking to everybody, meeting with everybody, and had a great time on the tours. And so here is Noel Phillips, and welcome to Airliners International.
so first of all, before I start, I'd just like to say thank you everybody for sticking, coming along to see me tonight, and everybody that's been and said hello. But more than anything, I just think before we start, I'd like to say thanks to Chris and the team for organising what an incredible show this has been this year. I know it's been so much hard work. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Noel Phillips and I do aviation content creation on the internet, which basically means I fly around the world and make videos and stuff on the internet and people watch them. I've got a few subscribers on YouTube. I basically fly everything and make videos on everything from the world's shortest flight up in Scotland at 2 minutes long to the world's longest scheduled flight from Singapore to New York on the A350 and basically everything in between. But despite all of that, there is a place that holds a very special place in my heart, and it is the former Soviet Union. Not really for the stuff that's there, and this stuff's quite pretty, but for me, I'm an aviation geek, and for me, it's all about the planes and going to fly on some really cool planes. My love of Russia basically started back in 1992, and this was my first ever flight that I took. That's not this flight, but this plane is a British Airways 767, and I was 11 years old, and our school decided to ship us off on a school exchange visit to Moscow in Russia, which is pretty cool. I mean, not really something I appreciated, I don't think, at the age of 11, but I certainly appreciated the flying aspect of it. Fun fact, actually, that plane was a month old when I flew on it in 1992. Yesterday I took that photo across the road here, and that's the same plane now flying for Eastern. And actually, I thought they were breaking it up, but I spoke to the guys, and apparently it's going to be flying again pretty soon, which is good. So all these years later, and it's still flying. There's me on my first ever flight, wearing the living room carpet. And I had hair back then, it was pre-children, so yeah. I tried to recreate that photo yesterday as well. But these are some of the pictures that I took when I was over there back in '92, and again, me wearing a bobble hat there, very geeky. But Russia was a very different place back then. The Soviet Union had just fallen. When we landed, this isn't my photo by the way, when we landed into Moscow, this was what I was greeted and seeing. And as you can see, I mean, I had the gasps there, we've got Tupolev solutions, all sorts of really cool planes with funky writing on the side, CCCP registrations, and just my overwhelming memory really is taking a bus back to the airport after the trip, and we drove past a line, this line actually, there's a road that goes along the back there, it was, and you could see them all parked up there, and seeing these aircraft with these weird letters on them, and funny registrations and red stars on the tail, it's like, it was something always say it's cramped, but anyway, I shouldn't complain because it was still a really cool plane to ride on. But I took that flight over here to Chernobyl, and obviously got to walk around the town of Pripyat, where I have a cool story because before I got on this trip, Rach, my lovely wife, went to my favourite store and bought me a new hoodie. The Hour 40. It's kind of, I don't know what size it is, it's kind of like MD80 size almost, or a small one. But they flew across to a town called Izhevsk, which is actually, it's the home of the AK-47. It was a close town where they originally built that, and they flew these things over there. Sadly not anymore, I think they've got 737s now, but this is to ride on one of those. Always wanted to. I think they're still flying with these guys, I'm not sure, as are these things. It's a little cheaper level 154, you're starting to see a pattern here of which airlines are flying these things. But the TU-154, I'd love to get on another one of those. The IL-62, and I kick myself all the time because when I took that first flight with British Airways in 1992, I've come to find out later that they were planning originally to put us on an Aeroflot IL-62 across to Moscow, and they ended up putting us on a British Airways 767 because apparently Aeroflot weren't that safe. Which I'm glad that they had our best interests at heart. Maybe I wouldn't have appreciated it as much at the age of 11, but I still wish that they'd have just gone with Aeroflot back then. But the IL-62 is another aircraft I would love to fly on, and of course the 76. This wasn't the pilot, I probably wouldn't have noticed, but I'm watching the line he's supposed to be following, and we're weaving left and right, we're up and down by 1,000 feet at a time. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I just want to get off this plane. And I remember messaging Rach, actually, my wife, and saying that I just want to get off here and just not go any further. And yeah, that was that. But yeah, Mexico.
Calafia.
It wasn't Calafia, it was Guerrero was the name of the airline. I can't think of the name of the city that we flew from. Obregon, I think. Ciudad Obregon on the west coast of Mexico. And that, you know, the funniest thing is on that it was
Only narrow body aircraft that has a lavatory with a window. Okay. But the 787, some 787, but the answer is the Airbus A220.
Yeah, I knew that. That's why.
I got it right. Dude, I got it right.
Oh, yes.
It's gonna be, it's a winglet.
And
It's a winglet.
I read there's a reason that they do not put windows in labs. It's because of us enthusiasts, because we love to look out the window while the plane's flying, and we tie up the
Look at it, like,
lavatory.
it's an A220 winglet. The wing, the U175 winglet has like a pivot end. It has
Number
like,
4
it has like
was
throttle.
named the plane.
It has 4 throttles, so
It's on the 990 or so unique looking. Okay, number 10.
No, I put a MD-11.
All right, you had about a 50-50 right here, right?
I think
And,
I
that's
think I
about
got this
how it
one.
worked out. About 50% of you got it right, and about 50% of you got it wrong. So, of course, the 50-50 was a DC-10 or an L-1011. But if you look at that open door at the very lower left, you see that? That is not a DC-10 door. Okay, that is not how a DC-10 door works. Okay, so obviously.
I didn't even look at the door. I looked at the engine. It was further up.
And winner of a beautiful Boeing 747 SP model, commemorating the Flight 50 pole-to-pole flight, and graciously donated by Mike Chu, and he's also the sponsor of some upcoming shows at San Francisco, Dallas, and
LA.
Los Angeles. The winner is Nigel Leishman. It's been a pleasure for me to put it on, and I just love to see young people like over here just going crazy watching each one of these slides.
Give another shout to Chris, just a great guy. Obviously got plenty of footage there of him doing what he does best, so of course greatly appreciated there. And I know I have several clips of this, so you'll be seeing that throughout, but I want to give a huge shout out to Noel Phillips on his awesome presentation of the Soviet aircraft. You can see here various photos that I captured during the event. So of course you have the Aeroflot IL aircraft here, and yeah, it's definitely a very unique passion of his, and I was glad to see him get to share it. Here's another really cool trip report he made, and he showed quite a few clips throughout on that, so you're going to see that right here. And I believe this was the Yak aircraft he flew himself, which, you know, it's such a unique airplane. And here's a really good shot right here. It's definitely well leaps and bounds beyond any aircraft I've ever seen before, so it was really cool to learn about it. Here's an Air Koryo aircraft, so very neat too. I don't know if it's a TU or exactly what it is, but trying to learn about it all throughout the process. And yeah, that's actually the last shot I have, believe it or not, everybody. So from there, it was the contest winners and closing remarks. Now, of course, there were several videos through this, so you're able to, you know, get a grasp as to what it looked like. So yeah, I really hope all of you enjoyed this. I'm not sure if this is the last video I'm posting before the conclusion or not, but the other one is the Amelia Earhart tour, and that will be coming out as well. And then we're going to do our big roundup here for Airliners International 2024. So it was really fun. We'll talk about more in the conclusion, but what an awesome show it was. Definitely a really unique one. I think there was several big takeaways from the entire show, so I'll be very excited to share those all with you. But the banquet dinner was phenomenal, a really good way to round out a really good show, and I certainly really enjoyed it, and I hope all of you that were able to attend did as well, and anybody that will be attending in Atlanta or years beyond will attend it or will enjoy it as well. So it's all very exciting, and I hope all of you are excited to see it. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as CM Aviation is signing off.